We're back. And just past the, what was it, 80-hour mark? Are these the 4 that I want going into the last chapter? I think they are. Could be wrong. You know what? I'll swap out people when we get to the next town if that's what I decide I want to do. We're gonna depart from Noble Court and make our way towards Whisper Mill. And apparently there's something on the edge there, so we'll probably at least swing by to see what that is before we don't bother to do it. Hey Rafkin, welcome to the stream. We're back with Octopath Traveler. Gonna be doing the last chapter today. I don't know why I'm going to save. I just started playing.
Let's see what you got.
Oh my gosh, what in the world?
Let's do this.
All right.
I'll do my best.
Oh, that wasn't who I meant to target there. Oh well.
What to do? Well then, may the sacred flame shine forth.
My turn. Don't start things you can't finish.
You know, I may swap Therian out of the party for no other reason than the fact that he inexplicably can't hit the broadside of a barn anymore. I'm not even joking. The Forest of Purgation. Dang, it's danger level 58. Definitely not sticking around in there. Oh, these things are cool. I love how even at this stage of the game, it's surprising me with cool new enemies. I'm going to take a wild guess that they're vulnerable to lightning. My wild guess was wrong. They're almost certainly going to be vulnerable to arrows. That seems to be the rule in this game. If it flies, it's vulnerable to arrows.
Let's do this.
And I'm guessing spear is another one. Yep. Well, not necessarily spear, but pole arm.
All right.
Here.
Ophelia, you want to finish this?
Shine forth.
Thank you.
I hope I blow away.
I'm also gonna redo their subclasses for this last bit. Because I want to give them, like, whichever four I choose to go through the chapter with, I'm going to wind up finishing the game with. And I just want to pick their subclasses individually. Make sure all of the parties are represented, things like that.
Beginning of your end. My turn. Try this.
One up front is vulnerable to lightning as well.
Here I go.
A lot of beasts are vulnerable to pole arms, so it was worth a check. It is vulnerable to axes.
May the sacred flame shine forth.
My turn. I appreciate it. Really.
Sword, maybe, then?
Here I go.
Of course I missed it there.
My turn.
That felt like a long shot, but it actually is weak to,
All right.
darkness.
This calls for certain.
Dang it. I was hoping I could break those, I could finish those two off before they were done.
Shucks.
Let's go ahead and rehab Tressa. So otherwise she dies on her next turn.
I appreciate it. Really.
Unfortunately, yeah, it makes him take another round of poison damage because he got the extra turn. There we go. Probably should have gone for trade wins the first time she had a shot at that thing. Oh well. There we go. wonder if we'll hit Ophelia. I'm going to call it a tale for another day, just for a minute, so that we can explore the town, do path action stuff, and organize the party. That is the third thing in that list of things that I started and then left an awkwardly long pause in. Huh. Hang on, so the two native residents that we've looked at, they're deliberately keeping secrets here. Hi there.
Oh,
Tharatio, you're the one who always comes to save me. Yes, I'm still on my journey to spread education in as many lands as I'm able to. I came to this town to teach here as well, but I can't seem to connect with the children here. They don't open up to me, no matter how hard I try. No one has shown up to my lessons when I hold them. I feel so useless. Perhaps I've been fooling myself all this time, thinking that I was making a difference. I just wanted to be like you, Professor Bestete. I don't know who that is. Yeah, these people are deliberately hiding things from us. This guy's not a native. Do you know the... Oh, this guy. Hang on, this guy is a side quest person. Who am I bringing along? Conrad the Impaler. I think I dragged him along from Stoneguard. Anyway, sorry Conrad, but I am going to go ahead and steal the old man here. Yeah, they're just straight up not talking to outsiders. Hey, Brim. Another native. And a jail. Why do I feel like we're going to wind up thrown into said jail at some point during this level? Okay. So before we go further, Boulder Fall. Can I steal from you? Jeez, do all of you have stuff that I never got around to stealing? How is that even possible? I have definitely been in this area with Therian in the party before. don't know how all of these people have stuff for me to steal. I've been pretty thorough with Therian. Hey there. Quest stuff.
Oh,
So it was you, after all.
cheers, mate.
How long's it been, old Heathcote? You've gotten so old. You're no spring chicken yourself. Yet I managed to get in. Appears your skills aren't what they used to be. But it was a struggle to get that far, wasn't it? I doubt you could have gone another step. Ah, banter between old buddies. Or would you rather I attribute that to old age? At least your sense of humor never gets old. But I'll be the one with the last laugh, Heathcote. You see, I've already won. My true aim was to get you to see me. I knew this would be the perfect chance to take the cat's eye from you. You're never without it, after all. You fell right into my trap. Ha 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 ha. It was a fake, wasn't it? He hasn't changed a bit. Though he might not look like it much now, he was a notorious thief in his heyday. He and I were rivals in our youth, always aiming for the same treasure. And eventually, the heart of the same woman. She was a beautiful maiden in a high tower, seemingly out of our reach. So we made a bet, whoever could steal her beloved cat's eye could steal her heart. Whoever lost would have to give up and leave the business forever. I emerged victorious and professed my love to her. But her heart was already set on another. That man, eccentric though he may be, as promised, he washed his hands of the business and ran away with her. I remember hearing a rumor that she passed away. Makes me wonder if he came to return the cat's eye to its proper owner. My apologies for rambling. Perhaps I really am getting old. Aww. Heathcote's dagger. And why not? We'll go ahead and steal his sword as well. And then we'll bug him to tag along. Alright, let's settle on a party. I really want Alf and Tressa in here. I might go for Cyrus to round this off. That would mean giving Cyrus or Tressa... That would mean giving someone in here the thief subclass. And if that person isn't Cyrus, then, well, I would then want to give someone else. Then I'd have to mix up other stuff. With that said, let's see here. So I really don't think I actually want to give Cyrus, the thief subclass. His physical attack is just so pitiful. It would actually drop if we swapped him from merchant to thief. What if I go ahead and give Tressa the thief subclass? It gives her a couple of spare, it gives her, oh my gosh, look at that though. Hang on. I may have just changed my mind. I actually love that design. Look at her little hat. That's so cute. Okay. Sorry, Alf. You're losing that to Tressa, even though it doesn't expand her abilities, her weapon proficiencies as much. We'll go ahead and give Alf the thief subclass. Oh, except that means then we'd want to give... Crap, hang on. If we want everything represented, that would mean giving Cyrus the warrior subclass, and that's just a terrible decision. Huh. You know what, actually, Ophelia, you're on kind of a covert mission here. We're going to go ahead and give you the thief subclass. And then Cyrus, you can be a dancer again. Done this one once before, but... Oh, hang on. Okay, Tressa, go ahead and learn Thunderbird. I don't know why I taught you Mercy Strike. That one's pretty useless on you. Take Aim and Arrow Storm, on the other hand, aren't. I guess there was no point in not doing it. I'll keep Evasive Maneuvers on Ophelia for the moment. Hang on, I've already forgotten what jobs I assigned to them. Okay, Alpha's Warrior right now. I really wish I had enough job points on him to get him up to Brand's Thunder. That would be a really nice move on him. Okay. You know, I don't think she's that likely to hit anything for more than the damage cap at present, since she doesn't have Brand's Thunder. I think it would make more sense to give her a different buff. Patience. There we go. Okay. That's the team, and we've got Heathcote along for good measure. Hear a tale. You follow Liana and the Ember to the town of Whispermill, where the Savior awaits. Continue the tale. The story so far. After carrying out her duties in Goldshore, all that remained for Ophelia was to bring her Ember back to Flamesgrace. But before she could do so, Liana appeared before her. Ophelia's sister had come to tell her of their father's passing, yet when Ophelia attempted to comfort her desperate sister, she was betrayed and her sacred Ember stolen from her. Can you truly bring my father back? You really mean it? As she slipped from consciousness, Ophelia heard those words. Who was Liana speaking to? Who had stolen Liana's heart with such lies? Ophelia arrives in Whispermill to find out and bring this tragedy to a stop, before she loses what little family she has left. Excuse me, might I ask... Cleric of the Sacred Flame? I'm rather in a hurry, I'm afraid.
I see.
If I might have a moment... I've got fields to till, another time.
Why?
You're from the church, eh? The Sacred Flame?
Yes.
Yes, I'm Sister Ophelia. If I might trouble you with just one thing. Is there perchance someone in this village known as the Savior? Beats me.
What?
Seriously? This is a peaceful farming village. We've got no troubles here. I mean, the name Savior doesn't really denote troubles, but okay. At least none we need your help with, so if you were thinking of praying for us, you can go somewhere else.
Right.
I see. A sister could get the impression she isn't welcome around here. Best to keep digging. She didn't say that out loud, let's be clear. I am going to take a quick rest, and I am going to regularly cycle through party members, because I want to get all of the... I am going to cycle through the party members pretty much at each stage. Because I want to get all of the travel banter.
Wonderful.
I've seen friendlier faces in prison. I bet half my ill-gotten fortune that Savior is here somewhere. I agree, they're far too wary of us for it to be anything else. Looks like he's turned them all into true believers. No doubt using some underhanded means. I wouldn't put manipulation past him. Manipulation? Tough times will wear anyone down. Sometimes it leaves you weak and vulnerable. Those people want to be saved. They'll even start believing in miracles if it'll make life easier for them. So if you want to be a savior, it's just a matter of finding what those people need saving from, then telling them you can do it. Take it from me. Most people have more faith than they know what to do with. But don't you think there are times when people truly need a savior? I believe it's not wrong to reach out for salvation when a helping hand is offered. Then I suppose we best make sure it's us who do the saving. Exactly. Okay, no more travel banter in this party. Wait. I'll bring old Barrick into the party real quick. Okay. I'd help the teacher guy, but I'm honestly not sure where to go to do so. Sister, oh please, are you from the church? You must help me. Why do I get the feeling this is a trap? I could be wrong, but this seems too serendipitous. Whatever is the matter? My child, my boy, he suddenly took ill. Please, you must save him.
Goodness.
I understand. I'll do everything in my power to help him. Pray, take me to him.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. He's right this way. Yeah, this is a trap, ain't it? Yep. And this is how we wind up in jail. Where's the child?
That's right.
I've brought the cleric, brother.
I am most grateful.
You have served us well. The Savior will be pleased.
What?
Oh my. Yep, that's a bunch of people. Come again? Sister Ophelia, it's not wise to put too much trust in others. For there are many in this world who are all too eager to deceive. You have just labeled yourselves as among that set. Think about this for even half a second. The Savior foretold your coming. He said a female cleric would come, seeking the Ember. He said she was, in truth, a witch with the power to ensorcel the hearts of others, and that we should capture her before she brings ruin to our village.
It cannot
A
be.
witch? Now hold on a moment. Give me a chance to explain. Where am I? Awake at last, Sister Ophelia? Is this the dude? Wait, you're...
But
Master Matthias? But you couldn't be. But I am. I suppose there's no need to hide the truth from you any longer. I'm the one these people call the Savior. I wondered, 'cause like, every time it starts, they make him come across just a tad dodgy. Like, not enough for you to be thinking about it the entire game, like, oh, Matthias is going to show up. But go back, watch the first chapter. He seems at least slightly dodgy. Or at least a little too polite to be dependable. You? Then the one who made Liana steal the Ember.
Yes.
That was me as well.
what?
But why? Why would you of all people do such a thing?
If I might.
Long ago, the gods brought fire from the heavens down to the earth to seal away one of their own. That is the sacred flame now worshipped throughout the land. Given your position in the church, I'm sure you're well versed in the history of our world. But ask yourself this, what would happen if the sacred flame were to lose its power, if it grew weak and faltered?
This
You
cannot
can't
be.
seriously mean to release the fallen god from his bonds. Oh, perish the thought, I'm not so foolish as that. And yet, even sealed away as he is, Galdera is possessed of great power. Galdera. Has that name already come up a few times in the story? I definitely recognize it from somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Power that he has deigned to share with me. As his power grows, so does my own.
You must stop.
That power is forbidden. There's a reason the 12 gods sealed Galdera away for all eternity. It's not meant for the hands of men. That is not for you to decide. If the power exists to be taken, then it exists to be used.
You're
You're
wrong.
abominable.
Oh,
Are we not all the same, sister? Just look at these poor villagers. When disease was running rampant and they were desperate, all I had to do was save a few of them. And they were all too eager to declare me their savior.
What?
You saved them?
yes.
As the loyal servant of Galdera, I wield a fragment of his great power. Yet even that is but a fragment of a fragment. Sealed away as he is, my master's powers are not what they once were. But with Sister Liana's aid, I will loosen those bonds.
Liana.
Liana is here? Of course. She is my loyal Vestal.
What?
Vestal? Ah, but I must be going. There's much I still must prepare. Fear not, Sister Ophelia. As long as you do not oppose me, I will do you no harm. After all, I might need a replacement for Liana should aught go amiss. Wait, we're not through here. Before we do anything, I just realized I haven't given these people, like, anything. Werner's sword. It's not bad, actually. But I'll probably give that to, Alf. Go ahead and take the dragon saber, Ophelia. So yeah, there's never actually a way out when you're in these cells, which is a little bit strange, but if you
Ophelia?
wait and see what happens, someone comes to the
That
rescue.
voice. Liana? Shh, not so loud. I'm sorry, Ophelia. I'll get you out of here. But, Liana, why? I'm sorry, Feely. I did it for my father. He's gone. He left us forever. But the Savior promised me he can bring Father back. All I need to do is act as his Vestal. Listen to yourself, Liana. This is madness you speak. What? How could you say such a thing? Do you not even care that Father is gone? Liana. All those days we spent together. You and me and Father. Dining together, talking together, laughing together. We'll never know that happiness again. Don't you even care? I do care, but that doesn't mean you can bring back the departed. I can't believe you, Ophelia. Were you always this cruel-hearted?
Excuse me?
Listen to me, Liana. Of course I wish His Excellency were still alive. But those who pass through the gate to the afterworld are never to return. And if you let that man use this forbidden power, there's no telling what horrors might be unleashed. I won't give up. Father is coming back. I'll see to that. When he's back, we can all be a family again, just like before. Wouldn't you like that too, Feely? I'll leave the door unlocked. Please, get away from this place before anyone finds you. And just leave the rest to me, okay? Liana!
Got some travel banter happening. Ophelia? Liana doesn't know what she's doing. She's been fooled by Matthias's lies. Of course I want to believe in her, but when times get tough, it's easier for people to lose sight of what's important. They don't know what to do, they don't know who to turn to. But that's what friends are for. Friends reach out a hand and pull them out of the chaos, and help them remember what really matters. Liana's your friend, isn't she? Then you have to be strong for her. Reach out a hand and pull her back onto the right path. You're right, Tressa. Thank you. Anytime. I'm always here to lend a hand when you need it. More travel banter?
Shucks.
It's like you said, Ophelia. Dead is dead. There ain't no coming back from it. I've seen plenty of folk die in my time, and I was powerless to help them. No matter how hard I tried to hold on to their lives, they slipped through my fingers like smoke. It always gets me thinking, why is life so fragile? In the end, death comes for all of us. It's the price we pay for living. Not a one of us can avoid it. That's why we've got an obligation to do as much living as we can while the spark's still flickering. Well said. So let's live this life without regrets, right, Ophelia? Right. And Alphen, thank you. See, Alphen and Tressa are just such good eggs. They give good advice. Oh, I didn't realize that there was actually something here. Miss Liana has accepted the guidance of the Savior. She has consented to serve as his Vestal.
Good.
At last, finally, all of our wishes will come true. Savior, Matthias, has won these people over. They believe his every word. What are they talking about, though? Wishes?
Oh,
Still, was it right what we did to that poor girl? Attacking a cleric of the church, and the flame bearer at that, it just doesn't seem right. When did it believing in the flame ever save anyone? Only the Savior deserves our faith.
Just so.
That's right. The Savior's the one who freed us from the plague. If we just do what he says, we'll find our salvation.
Hi.
Hear, hear.
oh.
I suppose you're right. Come on, the Savior told us to come to the cave outside town. We shouldn't keep him waiting. And they just don't notice Ophelia. The cave? That must be where Liana and Matthias went. Oh, and we got some more travel banter.
Now then.
So it's into the cave we go. I wonder what's inside. Now's not the time for archaeology, Professor. Yes, quite right. Our priority is to rescue Liana. However, the cave may give us an answer to one of the questions that face us. What question is that? Why did Matthias choose this particular village? Could it be that the ceremony has to be held in this cave? Precisely what I was thinking. If that's the case, then the cave is extremely important to Matthias's plan. But fear not, I shall do everything in my power to help rescue your friend. Then surely we can't fail. And we'll do a quick party cycle to get any other travel banter that we can. Something troubling you, old Barrick? Aye, for some time now. What is it? Ah, there's the rub. I can't say exactly. But past experiences taught me to trust this feeling. More often than not, it's been followed by calamity or misfortune. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Forgive me, I should be helping you, not adding to your worries. Oh, Barrick, you mustn't apologize. For this feeling of yours might have something to do with Liana. Indeed, let us make haste. Right, hang in there, Liana, we're coming. I think I've already gotten the travel banter with Therian, so yeah. Unfortunately, since we're about to head into the level here, I have a suspicion that we won't be able to catch Primrose's travel banter unless we take her along. I kind of want to stick with the party that I've got. You know what? We're changing it. There's functionally very little difference between taking Cyrus with the dancer subclass and taking Primrose with the scholar subclass. And we'll drop a quick heal. Like, mechanically, Cyrus and Primrose actually have a lot in common. with how they work with each other's subclasses and with their stats and stuff. Okay. Endless items, grows on trees, eye for an eye. Encore. Heal and hardy, resist ailments. Nah, she's got a pretty good set of abilities on her. Okay. This is our party. Can't go into that jail cell. It's funny how little there is to do in this town with just because of the story. Like, I was expecting to spend a decent chunk of time in this town doing path actions and stuff, but no, that's very little of what we're doing right here. I wonder if we'll get to fight Galdera in some form, you know. Probably not a full-fledged god, but I could see winding up in a fight with, like, some summoned apparition of him. Sorry, it's just we just got a giant's club. And it is just linearly better than the Morning Star.
Ready or not, here I come. I'll do my best. May the sacred flame shine forth. It's my turn now.
I am ready. Flames, burn this away.
All right.
I am ready.
Hey, we got the untouched bonus. There's a small chance that if we get a large amount of job points in the course of this, like, dungeon, that we'll get enough to teach Alf Brand's Thunder. Which would be nice. Watch this be just like the shortest chapter 4 in the entire game or something.
I am ready.
I'll do my best. May the sacred flame shine forth. What to do? I see you.
Yeah, why not? Let's give them all a buff.
Here we go.
It's my turn now.
I am ready.
I'm just giving Primrose the chance to regain some spell
Bring
points,
it on.
you know, by not spending them this turn.
I'll do my May the sacred flame shine.
Probably should have targeted the mushroom with a couple of those.
All right. I got just what you need.
It's my turn now.
I am ready.
I'll do my best. Let your wounds be healed.
Get everyone back up to full. You know, I'm kind of surprised that I never gave Primrose the cleric subclass. It would have worked for her.
Here
About
goes
the
nothing.
same as Ophelia having the dancer subclass.
I'll not be defeated. There!
There we go.
I hope I've grown more able.
Ebony Grotto is the name of this place. Oh, and Vinny's online. Don't know what he's doing. Last time I assumed he was streaming, I was very incorrect. As it turns out, Vinny's been sick for a little bit now, so I'll have the chance go and say hi. Well, he's just gotten over being sick, I should say. He's not sick anymore. At least he was saying that last night, so I don't know. Y'all think I know things? What do you take me for? Can we just appreciate how cool this area is as well?
Step right
Like,
up.
let's not let that go unnoticed.
What to do?
Okay, break the one that's about to break
I'm ready.
through.
Flames, burn this away.
Ow. That was rude.
Bring it on.
Well then.
Patience? Dang it.
What to do?
I am ready.
At some point in this process, I should make a point of trying to remember that, Ophelia has the rogue or the thief subclass, and actually use the abilities from it.
Here we go.
And now suddenly he's missing.
Watch me now. The show is over.
Sadly, I can't pick up that purple chest to my left. But I am going to slip back into this space to try and see.
Ice, splinter and shard.
Whether to try and see whether I can find a back passage that leads to that red chest that was up toward the front.
I see you. My turn now. May the sacred flame shine forth.
Here goes nothing. That'll do her.
I am ready.
Bring it on. Level slash.
Of course. Of course.
How is that?
Oh. Forgetting to do the one thing that I said I was going to do. Okay, it doesn't look like there are any passages back here other than the one leading to the purple chest. Oh, wait. Oh, come on. Really? That's just mean.
May I have this dance? I am ready.
Well then. Here I go.
Here goes nothing. I'll save my strength.
There's a small part of me that wonders if I should switch Primrose and Ophelia's subclasses.
I am ready. Fire. Burn strong. The show is over.
Because Thief would actually help Primrose keep her spell points up. Hang on. Congrats, Prim. You now have double spell point healing. Well, for goodness sake, just let me have the chest. I can't even use it. I'm well aware of that. But honestly, hang on. Now, at this stage of the game, you might be thinking I'm going to take all of these nuts and use them to shore up my party for the final fight, for the final boss. And that's sort of true. Yeah, I thought about this at one point, and I was like, you know what? At this stage of the game, we're just going to dump everything into Ophelia. Because why not? Okay. And then spread around some inspiriting plums. Oh, and change up the support skills on Ophelia, specifically drop evasive maneuvers for insult to injury. That's actually a really solid option. Can you learn? Do you know? Okay, she didn't go far enough into the merchant subclass to pick up SP Saver. And neither of these two can learn their last skill. I'm trying to think, hang on, where's the save option in this menu? And it's not in this menu, it's at the pedestal that I stopped right next to, just like it has been the entirety of this game. Am I forgetting anything? Do I want to swap their subclasses? Hang on. You know what? Why not? She actually has enough job points to, I think, unlock literally everything. Just shy of enough to unlock Aber's Reckoning. You know what? We're going to swap Second Wind for Insult to Injury. Gonna fix their equipment. And now that she has Steel SP, I'm going to drop the Dragon Scarf option. And then we're going to go back and save. Look, I'm indecisive, but come on, we're already coming up on the very end of the game here. No, I'm not going to deal with this. Oh, but that thing is cool. Hang on, I just want to see what that thing is called. Shadow Remnant Mark II. That is cool as heck. We're not gonna fight, because we're just about to enter the boss fight, but... I suppose I could have fought. It might have given Ophelia just enough to learn the last skill from the thief subclass, but... Who cares at this point?
Thank you.
That's not why we're here. I thank every one of you. By your aid, the moment we've awaited is nigh.
Huh?
Did the Savior just praise me? Oh, glorious day! As you command, Savior, we will serve. It is duly appreciated. Long did we search, and finally we have discovered this long-lost altar of old. And now allow me to introduce the lovely young woman who shall serve as my Vestal.
Come on.
And perform the ritual that will loosen Galdera's bonds and bring us unspeakable power. Okay, before we carry on with this, I want to put out a theory here. I think there's a chance, based on, how dark gods work in fiction, that Galdera actually isn't telling Matthias everything. And it won't be possible to simply loosen his bonds. That he'll actually start breaking free, and we'll have to step in and not only beat Matthias, but, re-secure Galdera's bonds, you might say. Maybe battle back some bit of him that's emerging forth from whatever realm he's been trapped in. Like, that just seems like the sort of thing that happens when you try to release a dark god. I could be wrong, but that would be kind of a cool way to finish this as well. Liana, reach out and touch the ember with your own flesh. If you do, keep your dearest wish in your heart. Oh no, Liana's gonna get crispy.
Please.
Please bring my father back to me.
That's right.
More. Pray until your very heart bursts into flame. See, I'm worried that that's actually what's going to happen. Father, this is what you deceived your dear sister for. This is all you've ever wanted.
But why?
What's happening? The flame, it's turning black.
Come on.
We're almost there, Liana. Keep praying. But... Or do you not care about your father either? Father... Hey, what's the matter? You... What's going on?
What?
What's happening? The villagers.
That's right.
Sacrifices, you mean?
But why?
Sacrifices? Sacrifices to the dark flame. The accursed flame of Galdera. What? It's said that the ember borne by the flame bearer reflects the bearer's heart. You, with your all-consuming desire to revive the dead, have bound this ember to the darkness of the afterworld. Power over life and death, that is the power that was sealed away. That is the power of the accursed flame. For every life it snuffs out, it groweth ever stronger.
That's right.
That is the power I have sought. With the power of the dark flame, this world will be mine.
What?
Did she consider not monologuing before she was done? I'm just saying, this is a classic villain mistake. No, this can't be.
I'll not allow it.
I think not.
Ophelia?
Why, you...
What are you doing here? Liana, you've been a bad girl, haven't you? But it matters not. The ritual is all but complete. I will not let you interfere now. Loyal servants of the Dark Flame, put a stop to this meddling woman once and for all.
I will not lose to you.
I am ready. I need this power.
This music is surprisingly subdued.
Let's do this. Rain of arrows.
Bring it on. Level slash.
And of course they all outspeed Ophelia. Luckily this is just the pre-boss battle. So they're not actually going to make us fight someone that tough.
I am ready.
What to do?
Wind vulnerability, perhaps?
Fortune are howling.
It was worth a try. When it said Greater Fire Soulstone, I really expected something more impressive than that.
Ah! May the sacred flame shine forth.
Bring it on. Level slash.
I'll not be defeated. Let your wounds be healed.
Let's go ahead and heal wounds.
I am ready.
Watch me now.
All right.
What the crap?
I won't hold back. The winds of fortune are howling.
I'm really surprised that one survived. Especially since I thought that he had less health than the other.
Let's do this.
Well, we got an axe weakness. There we go. I probably should have had her defend, actually, so that Ophelia could heal before the fight ended. Ah, well.
You can hold your own in battle, sister.
I will not fall to a monster like you.
And yet, it is all in vain. The ritual will not stop unless Liana gives up her heart's desire. And she will not give that up as long as she lives. If you truly wish to stop us, then strike her down. If you have the courage to slay your dear sister.
Liana! I'm sorry, Feely. Liana, think about what you are doing! I can't. I just want to see him again. I can't think of anything else. Liana. What can I do? What can I say to get through to her? I am so would you give me? Your Excellency. Father! That's it! Liana, don't you remember the bird? We were playing behind the chapel when we found a dead bird on the ground. Remember, Liana. Remember Father's words.
We're gonna get a flashback with little Ophelia. Yes. This is the best.
The poor birdie. It's cold. Can't it fly anymore? Maybe it's just too cold. We should warm it by the fire. But it's not moving. At all. Do you think the birdie died? Poor birdie. What should we do, Anna? I don't know.
Whatever is the matter, my girls?
The little birdie died. Mother, please. Can't you bring it back to life? Please.
Oh dear. I see. Listen to me, my girls. Once a living creature has passed on from this world, it cannot return.
But why?
That is the way that our gods made us, I'm afraid.
That's so sad. Why would the gods be so cruel?
It is sad, Liana. This is true. But in return, the gods gave us a gift. They gave us the joy of life.
The joy of life? But what's so good about life if we all just die in the end?
All things that live must one day pass through those solemn gates. But it is because we know that our time is limited that we know to enjoy each day that we have. Didn't it make the two of you happy to meet one another?
It did. I was happy too.
That is the joy of life. And besides, even after we die, it does not mean we are entirely gone.
We're not. But
Liana, Ophelia, close your eyes for a moment. I want you to think of that little bird.
okay. Like this?
Is the bird flapping its wings?
It's flying.
That's because the bird lives on in your heart.
Does it really? But it's not really.
You are both smart girls. Someday you will even understand the mysteries of death. Time softens the sharp edges of grief, and those you have lost live on in your heart, so long as you do not forget them. Someday, I too will pass through those gates. It is inevitable. But when that day comes, pray remember me, that I might live on forever in your hearts.
who have passed live on in our hearts. That is what Father told us. He wanted us to remember him as he was. Please remember him. Liana! It's all coming back to me now. Father.
Preposterous! The flame grows weak!
I will not forgive you for trifling with Liana's heart.
You would insist on meddling until the very last. It all would have succeeded if only Liana had been the one to perform the kindling. Why did it have to be you? Why? You and your ilk bring nothing but misery to this world. But it ends today. Today, the dark flame feeds upon you!
I will stop you here and now.
Spout all the pretty words you like. You know the truth. She will never again know the happiness she once did.
Might not be the same happiness. That doesn't mean that it's going to be less.
Why do you rob your sister of the hope I offer her? What else does she have but that futile wish?
She has her sister?
She still has so much more, whether she sees it or not.
Obviously, Ophelia can't be the one to say she has her sister, but let's acknowledge that. To be fair, this is dealing with some heavy stuff. It is so incredibly easy to lose track of what you have in the face of what you've lost. Like, Leon's chapters are they just hit different, okay?
Every tie you have to another person, small though it might be, will help you rise again when you have fallen.
Bring it on.
Here I go!
He's got multiple moves already. He's got multiple turns already. Let's go ahead and... I just realized that Shackle Foe probably won't work as he's probably going to go for special attacks. Jan, you want to come out? Ouch.
Well then,
As much as I'm pretty sure I could finish breaking him right now, as I think he's vulnerable to light, I'm going to go for a quick heal on the party.
let your wounds be healed.
I feel like Tressa is a lot less bulky than I always think she is.
I'm ready. I need this power.
My turn now!
Let's test for vulnerabilities. Nope.
My turn now.
I wonder how many boss mechanics he's going to mix
Bring
in
it on.
here. He's probably going to gain increasing break points. And if I had to guess, he's probably also going to remix his vulnerabilities at some point.
I'll save my strength.
Let's do this! I see you.
Let's get some quick buffs.
Here I go!
Felgans.
This might hurt a little.
I am ready.
Watch me now. My turn. Prepare yourself.
Let's go ahead and give Alf some auspices.
Bring it on. Let's get down to work. Ha!
Dang it, he got damage capped.
Bonds of love and friendship are but fragile things. They all break in the end. All of them.
No, we will never be broken apart. I believe in Liana.
Oh, you sound quite confident. I wonder how long you'll cling to that belief.
Longer than you're breathing. Okay, so it looks like he isn't remixing his defenses.
Here goes nothing.
I am ready. This might hurt.
I suppose I could test fire against him.
My turn now. Oh, sacred light. Here I go.
All right.
And attack.
I am ready.
Oh, I probably should have gone for abilities instead of that. Oh well.
This might hurt.
I'll do my best. Bring about a
Nice big
miracle.
heal on the party. Get everyone back up to full.
Here I go.
And we'll donate a boost point to Alf.
For you.
He's definitely the most able damage dealer in the party right now.
My turn now.
Oh, and we got another one. We can donate that to Ophelia.
I am ready. The lion dance.
And there you go, Tressa. There's one for you as well. He's probably going to retreat. Yep.
Let's do this. Well then, prepare yourself.
I'm gonna go ahead and just go full on Holy Light.
All right. All righty.
Here I go.
Let's see. I think the obvious choice is to go for Leg Hold Trap. It won't affect the upcoming turn, but it'll affect the turn after. Yep.
Let's do this.
Fire? Dang it. Okay, so Primrose just can't hit this guy for breaking damage.
Oh, sacred light!
Here goes nothing. Here we go.
The desire to revive her dear father meant far more to Lyanna than your fragile bonds of sisterhood. You were never her true family. Admit it! One such as you cannot save her from her sorrow and despair.
I don't see why not. Lyanna saved Ophelia from her sorrow and despair.
I was once saved by her kindness and her love. She pulled me out of the darkness I had shut myself away in. This time, I will save her! I will not lose to you!
You are a nuisance and nothing more. Disappear from me. Once Lyanna will have nothing left to cling to but Galdera and her savior!
I am ready.
Let's do this! I won't hold back! I'll not be defeated.
You know what? Let's get Heathcote in here too.
I am ready.
Watch me now!
The moonlight walks.
Bring it on. Ah! Yeah.
I'm hoping that this will be the last hit. Because that would be pretty cool.
Oh, sacred light!
Dang it. Oh well.
Let's do this! Let me help.
Let's get the party back up to full.
My turn now! For you!
Oh my gosh. What in the world? Okay, so I can't use Trade Tempest, but I can use Trade Winds. That's weird enough. Anyway, let's see if those guys are vulnerable to arrows. Arrows, they are.
I am ready.
Ah! I'll do my best.
See, now, Ophelia is hit pretty hard by that. How much health does Matthias still have? 671. Okay, so we can definitely set it up so that Ophelia gets the last hit on Matthias.
Here we go.
I am ready. I need this power.
Unless, of course, one of the summons does something annoying.
Here I go!
You know what? I'm just gonna do it before someone else steals her kill, because I like getting the last hit with the main person, even if it leaves a couple of cultists still fighting.
Let's do this. I see you.
Bring it on.
I don't know what it is with accuracy at this stage of the game.
May the sacred flame shine forth.
I am ready.
Watch me now.
Nighthode, bring your shade. The show is over.
Look at Primrose, or look at Tressa in her little hat, though. I love it. And we got Matthias's scepter.
Impossible.
You, an ignorant, naive fool of a girl like you.
Exactly.
It is as you say, we're both ignorant, naive girls. But we did both know the love of our Father. His love gave us strength. Love, you say? So you cling to this love of yours and go on living. Ridiculous. I have no need for such. What a sad man you were.
Ophelia, no.
It's all right, Liana. But
Such a relief.
you're alive and together with me. That's what matters now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they're not dead yet. Where am I?
Oh my!
The villagers seem to have regained their senses, and the ember has returned to its true color.
Ophelia,
Feely,
now then.
come, Liana. Let's guide these people back to the village. Then let us return to Flame's Grace and see the kindling to its proper end. It's time we return where we belong, Liana. The great Cathedral of Flame's Grace. As I expected no less of Sister Ophelia, of course.
Yes.
She may still be young, but she's a beacon of hope to us all.
Indeed.
Doubtless His Excellency is looking upon her from the afterworld with joy.
Ophelia Flamebearer.
Pontiff Julius, Sister Ophelia, Flamebearer, pray give your ember unto the great flame.
Yes.
Your Holiness.
O great Elfric, bringer of the flame, to you I offer my soul and my blood. With your first flame, I kindle this fire. May it forever shelter the people of this land. Through the sacrament of the kindling, grant us your mercy and your blessing. As the gods are my witness, the kindling has been done.
We thank you, Sister Ophelia. You have done our church a great service.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
Take as much time as you need to rest and recover before resuming your duties.
You are too kind, Your Holiness. Thank you.
Oh. Okay, that happened because we finished the game. It's like that was an abrupt cut off of the sound, and for a second there, I very much thought that the game had crashed. And just like that, we have beaten Octopath Traveler. Such a good game. I don't expect I'll do a playthrough of this of a game this long for a good long while on stream, but I can't say that I didn't enjoy it. I wonder, is it doing this because we beat all 8 of them, or I think it's more likely that it's doing this because we beat our main character's line, because I think that's when the game is considered beaten. I think these are actual clips from our gameplay. Like, I could be wrong, but I think there's a chance that these are actual gameplay pictures. Then again, it doesn't seem like any of our characters have subclasses in them, which makes me question that. Especially with these late chapter stuff. I had subclasses running on everyone all the time this late in the game. Oh, wait, nope. I see some subclasses there. Never mind, I do think these are actual gameplay clips. That's so cool. They saved bits of the boss battles, like the final blow and stuff, for the credits. That's a really cool touch. And meanwhile, we get to sit back and enjoy this nice, chill music. And remember all of the amazing music that they packed into this game. Yeah, mad respect to just everyone involved in this game, honestly. Just such a well-designed game. I mentioned this game to a friend earlier this week, actually. Or last week, I guess it was. And I mentioned how I love the graphics and the music. And this friend of mine looked real puzzled at that. And was just questioning why I would like these graphics, but genuinely, I mean, even in this view, you can see how much effort went into the graphics here. Like, the quality of them absolutely belies their simple design, or their simple basis in 8-bit models. And they somehow managed to make it so the 8-bit characters don't clash with the background and the landscapes and the effects, none of which followed the same restriction to visual design. Oh my gosh, that was a long fight. I remember that one. Of course, Red Eye was well and above the hardest boss fight. Like, it wasn't even close. I still don't know why Red Eye is so much harder than literally every other fight in the game. In the main game, anyway. Obviously, there are side bosses, which they cranked up the difficulty for massively. Oh, it's actually such a nice touch that they're including real game. We don't even get to see the finishing blow on Matthias because he wasn't the last one to go down in that battle. Because I genuinely couldn't find a way to make it so. I wish I'd taken out at least one of the bosses with, like, that elemental shield ability. So it's just them attacking and then popping into dust.
How fares Sister Liana?
I fear she remains in her chambers. I left food, but she barely touched it.
I see. Anna, it's me. I'm coming in. All right?
Obvious parallels, but it's a good effect.
It's such a lovely day outside. Won't you come out and see it?
What's funny is, I genuinely don't think Liana would remember that these are the exact words that she said to Ophelia that long ago. But Ophelia's remembered these words so many times throughout her life.
Liana. I'm sorry, Feely. Please, Just leave me alone. She's been saying that ever since we got back, and I've given her what she wants, but not today.
Hi, party. Yeah, this is where Ophelia grew up.
I'm sorry.
And she actually has stats. Sorry, Heathcote. We're gonna let you go now. Ophelia, where are you going?
Liana, you're coming with me. What? Ophelia? Come on!
Wasn't quite what Liana said to her all those years ago, but it's close enough. Oh, and we get this nice little... Oh, I can't save my game at the moment. We get this nice little bit where it's just Ophelia and her sister. But yeah, I think we all know where this is going. Or at least anyone who's played through Ophelia Chapter 1 does.
This is... Remember when you first brought me here? I was so happy when you did. You helped me find my own feet and stand again, when I thought I'd be lost forever. Out of all the things you tried to tell me, to reach me in my despair, there was one thing you said. It was what truly saved me. Do you remember, Liana?
She doesn't, but...
I'm sorry, Feely. I don't. You said... If you frown all the time, even sweet cakes will taste sour. Did I really say that? Finally, a smile! What? Liana, this time, it's my turn to save you. Really? Father lives on in your heart. Can you hear what he's saying to you now? He's telling you not to give up on the joy of life. You're right, Feely. He is, isn't he? So snap out of it, you sourpuss!
Now make some snow angels, you two. Obviously they weren't prepared to animate that, but I am absolutely convinced that's what happened the first time Liana brought Ophelia up here. They probably had a snowball fight and made snow angels.
Oh, Feely. Oh, it's beautiful up here today, isn't it? More beautiful than I've ever seen it. Feely? Yes? Thank you for everything. It is my pleasure to serve, Sister Liana.
And they dissolve into a fit of laughter.
You're impossible, did you know that? Well, I learned from the best. Feely, we'll always have each other, won't we? course we will. Thank you for bringing me back to the light. I told you, didn't I? I did learn from the best.
She's about to get pegged in the face by a snowball? Oh. And just like that, the game is done. Saving that for myself. Well, that was... I love that game. So glad I've finally finished it. It's such a long game, and I don't think I would have gotten around to actually finishing it for a long time if I wasn't streaming it. So this has been nice. It's kind of forced me to actually do the whole thing in one go as opposed to starting it repeatedly and making it two chapters in and then just dropping off. Yeah, we do still have a little bit of time for the stream, because we started around 7, so it's only been a couple hours. I think we'll boot up another game or two. I got some fun ones. I've got an idea of what we're going to play next. It is just going to take a minute here. With that said... You have completed this traveler's tale. You can now freely remove them from your party. Yeah, we've had Ophelia in the party the entire game. However, instead of removing Ophelia from the party... Wait, dang it, I can't just empty the party. I was going to have it be just Ophelia for the close. Ah well. We're going back up to the top of the hill. Now, give me a minute to get the next game set up. And I'm thinking for the next week or two, at least for the rest of this week, we're gonna do some fun little short form stuff. Just so jeez. Just as a little bit of, you might say, a palate cleanser. Because we've been doing a lot of longer stuff, and even though I don't expect the fighting only Nuzlocke and Platinum to actually take that long, I genuinely... I want to do some other stuff beforehand. Just to shake things up. Anyway. next, we are going to break out what is kind of my latest gaming addiction. Give me just a sec to put my Switch stuff away, though. And actually, we are going to take another second because I need to go and use the restroom. So I'll be back in just a minute. Welcome to the stream, Steve. Stick around. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry, I was just updating the title and category. I stole Steve's comment there. So, this is Brotato, where you play as a potato fighting waves of aliens. It's in early access still, so there are updates coming pretty regularly. And our first step is to pick a character. And you know what? I'm going to leave it up to the random generator. Looks like we're going to be a farmer. So our character gives us different boosts. We start out at 30 harvesting, and we get extra harvesting buffs. However, enemies won't be dropping as many materials. So we'll be kind of dependent on... we'll be kind of heavily dependent on boosting our harvesting to make sure that we keep getting materials and experience. And you know what? I was going to say double barrel shotgun, but let's fire up the potato thrower, and we'll put it on difficulty 3. I think I've beaten this once at difficulty 3. I probably could have checked. So yeah, you'll notice when when we pick up those little green things, we get some experience in the top corner. But then, what harvesting does is it gives us materials and XP at the end of every round. And because we're a farmer, it increases by 10% at the end of every round as well. So you can see it just went up by 3. No, I don't want the hit to recycling. So this game is heavily random. Each run, you're just kind of flying blind, trying to get good equipment, and trying to stay alive through the rounds. The goal is to make it through 20 waves, which will include some more challenging ones than others. Okay, so sadly, none of those are really what we want, but luckily, because we started off with that nice big harvesting bonus, we've got a good bit of material, so let's re-roll a couple of times here. Why does it refuse to give me any ranged options? You know what? I'll take a second support option. And a third support option, I guess. I won't bother with the hand. We could re-roll again, but it keeps costing more, and I'd rather just keep the stuff since I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be able to afford anything if we did. So yeah, we can carry up to 6 weapons. I'm hoping to get a hold of some guns. Give me some ranged damage. And since I seem to be running halfway to an elemental build, you know what? I'll take the cake. Why is it not giving us any guns? Well, I guess we're going for an elemental farmer. I've actually beaten this once with an elemental farmer build because I love the idea of him shooting baked potatoes. So I just got those spicy sausages like that one I just bought that occasionally lights enemies on fire. Definitely going for luck right now. And then I kind of want max HP, but I also kind of want range damage. You know what? Give me max HP. More trees, always good. And this early in the game, baby elephant should be pretty good. Let's take a coupon, and let's reroll once in the hopes that we can lock in something useful, and we can't. So sometimes you do just genuinely get bad luck. For farmer, I like trying to emphasize, obviously, harvesting, because harvesting helps us get more materials, which we're not getting as many from enemies because we're a farmer. So we'll want a lot of harvesting. So like, we'll go ahead and buff that there. Give me a potato thrower. And I'll take another taser. If I run out of options for tasers, I can always... See, at this point, I'm halfway tempted to just go all in on elemental. You know what? I'm gonna lock both of those in, reroll once. Why not? Okay, looks like we're going with the baked potato build. Our whole goal is just to we're going to start trying to buff Elemental. See, I was thinking we would go Potato Thrower, pick up a few guns as we went along. And just try and be, you know, basically a farmer from a zombie movie. That's basically what I was thinking. Ooh, not passing up that luck. See, luck and harvesting I like to buff early on because they boost the rare drops that, like the rare items we get access to. Okay, we're gonna buy both of those, and we're also going to lock in Bean Teacher, because that XP gain this early on will be huge. 30% more experience as we go along will mean big level gains. And why not? See, now you show up, huh? You know what? No. We've gone all in on Elemental. You don't get to change your mind now. You don't get to suddenly say, okay, now we're giving you guns. We'll buff the Potato Throwers by increasing our hit points, because part of their damage is based on HP. And we'll buff the, oh, see that crate? That'll zip over to us at the end of the round. We can also pick it up for health, but... Ooh, hang on. Green guy? Guy with the green thing on his back. We want to try and kill him because he drops another crate. But yeah, those crates will give us extra items that we would normally have to buy in the shop. So like we just got a coupon, which is pretty much always something you're going to take because it just makes items cheaper. And I'm not going to take the Ugly Tooth because I don't want the hit to my speed. I will actually go ahead and take more speed. See, I kind of want the rocket launcher, but it doesn't really fit my build. So we're going to go ahead and combine those. Buy a Potato Thrower. I should have bought that. Oh well. Give me some coffee for more attack speed. And you know what? We'll lock in... Actually, no, because we're not really focusing on dodge right here. We'll lock in the tractor, because that's a big harvesting boost. So, real quick. Notice our stats. We've got -3 damage, which means 3% less damage overall. We want to buff that back out as soon as we can. Right now, we're pretty heavily depending on elemental damage and burning in order to clear stuff. But we're getting buffs in some good places, because we've got decent elemental damage, good attack speed. I'd like a bit more HP by this point, but it's usually not possible. We got really good luck and obviously really good harvesting, because that's the whole thing that our build does, that this character does, is get good harvesting. So yeah, it's kind of random. And we want to zip around trying to pick up, as many materials as we can, because they get picked up at the end of the round, but if that's how we get them, then we don't get the XP from them, which means we're just depending on, at that point, we would just be depending on our harvesting stat for XP, and that's less ideal. We want to get around, plus it gives us a chance to break trees, which have a chance to drop crates. You know what? I'm confident that we'll get a chance to buff to increase enemies again later, and they're not giving us as much as harvesting, so yeah, let's actually take that. Regen or harvesting? You know what? I'm going to take the regen, because we're already about to buy a bunch of harvesting. And give me armor. We might actually just leave the tractor locked in for a minute here. Ooh, Thunder Sword. That's actually really good. I've tried so many builds where I actually wanted Thunder Sword, and now it's one that I wasn't expecting to, but whatever. You know what, give it to us. If we can survive this next wave, we should be in a really good position with that harvesting. Because now it's getting so big that it's going to start getting big boosts as well. That's going to buff by about 15, by 14 to 15. I don't know if it rounds up. I think it rounds up. So I think that's going to go up by 15 the next round. And we do have to watch out. We're going to get a big horde on wave 12. So wave 12 is going to be dangerous. Those little green things that you see with the purple things sticking out of them. Those are fruit. We can pick them up if we need to recover. I try and avoid walking into them if I don't need the health, because it's nice to have them just sitting there if I happen to be hurt. Yeah, we need more damage. See, like that. I can just make a beeline toward some of the things that give me health. Yeah, give me max HP. Dangerous Bunny. Fantastic item. Gives you a free reroll in the shop. If you can get that early on, it's pretty much always a good option. Combine our potato throwers and give me that Thunder Sword. We'll lock in Dangerous Bunny. And yeah, we're not really doing Lifesteal. Lifesteal gives your attacks a chance to restore 1 hit point. I tend to dump either HP regen or Lifesteal. I rarely have both on the same build. Oh, and we're going to lock in Head Injury because we need more damage. We're so low on damage. Luckily, all of our support options are giving us extra buffs. To our harvesting. So yeah, it's kind of a fun, semi-mindless game. So I've just been using this to relax lately. It's in early access. It's like, I think I got it on sale, but I think it's like $8 regardless. So one nice thing about having this Thunder Sword is that it does have that big sweeping attack, which is good for clearing out crowds. And as you can see, those little lightning bolts zipping off there, those go off to hit other enemies. And those are elemental damage, which is a lot of what we buffed. So yeah, that was wave 9. We're getting close to, oh yes, damage. There we go. Percent damage. And I want more luck, but I think the right choice here is attack speed. And we're not keeping enemies far enough away that the range will be that impactful. Give me a Dangerous Bunny. Give me that free reroll. And I will take the campfire. I've got enough speed to deal with it for now. Lightning Shiv. Love me some Lightning Shiv. It just depends on what I decide to get rid of. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the wand. This is becoming an increasingly melee build. That's workable. And I'm gonna go ahead and lock in the little frog. I would like to get more of those spicy sausages, because that buffs the chance that our potatoes have to ignite things. Same for our other attacks that don't normally ignite things, so our lightning shiv, our thunder sword, those don't normally ignite, they just shoot off projectiles. But if we manage to get more, since we've got a spicy sausage, not only can all of those hits potentially ignite enemies, but all of the projectiles can as well. Oh, I am dropping frames. Gotta go back to work, Steve. Well, thanks for hanging out while you could. Have fun at work. Give me that luck. And we'll take another head injury. Gentle Alien is frequently good. The thing about increasing enemies, it's kind of a neutral buff. Because on the one hand, more enemies means more enemies attacking you. On the other, more enemies means more potential drops and stuff. I'm gonna take the little muscly dude. And we'll lock in the potato thrower. As much as I want the luck buff, I'm not going to do it at the expense of our elemental damage, because that's pretty much what's keeping us alive right now. We'll lock in another... Yeah, we will. 3 of our weapons at this point are melee weapons. Give me the luck, why not? That extra bit of luck could be really helpful for preparing for the big wave on wave 12. These guys, as you've probably figured out, are very bulky, they can take a lot of hits, but they're also unusually susceptible to knockback, so as long as you've got some knockback and you're not running straight into them, they're generally not as much of a challenge as you might expect. See, this is what I think I've kind of been missing with the last couple of games, because we've done some very story-focused stuff for the last little bit. Because obviously, you know, first playthrough of Pokemon Scarlet, I actually wanted to know what was going on, to get to know the game, things like that. And, of course, Octopath Traveler was mostly just narrating and doing voices and stuff, which is all perfectly fun, but it's nice to mix it up. I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm glad I did. Plus 12% damage. So we're gonna combine these potato throwers so that we can buy another. Buy a little muscly dude. Our flaming brass knuckles are surprisingly kinda keeping up. But we'll probably swap those out for like a lightning shiv or something if we get the chance. I don't know. It's just the projectiles that do elemental damage are very useful. Like, not a base level lightning shiv, though. That's a hit to harvesting, but that is... Rip and Tear is generally a pretty good buff. Give it to me. I want it. We've got massive harvesting anyway. Give me some lemonade as well. And... yeah, I think that'll be good to go. Okay, so this is the big wave. There are going to be a lot more enemies. You might see me wind up camping a corner or something, Because one struggle of this build is that we're not great against large numbers. We don't have any really fast-hitting attacks yet. Which means we've always got to be waiting for our sword to come off its cooldown. So yeah, as you can see, I'm using the edge to guard my back, jumping forward to take a big swing at groups when I can. Maybe I should have grabbed that rocket launcher when I had the chance. Only 3 seconds left. I think we're safe. Luckily, we have a pretty bulky build. Yeah, why not? Yeah, definitely buff my elemental. Oh, that's a lot of luck. I think I'm gonna go for it. Like, the hit to melee and ranged isn't ideal, because that affects everything except the taser, which is a support weapon. But that's a lot of luck. Give me some elemental for that little bit of max HP. It's worth it. And I bought some lemonade, so consumable healing is up. I'm actually going to take, whatchamacallit, the alien worm, which will nullify that. Basically, the alien worm is canceling out the lemonade, but it's giving me a buff to max HP and HP regen. I actually got a good amount of HP for this build, which I don't always necessarily have at this stage. Huh. Oh, and this will give me a buff to consumable healing again. And we'll re-roll just once to see if there's anything that I want to lock in, and there isn't. Wonder if we'll actually beat the first attempt that I do on stream of this. But yeah. I'd never claimed that this is a masterpiece of a game. Heck, it's not even finished yet. Oh. Yeah, see. We do find ourselves facing against a bigger variety of enemies. As the game goes on. And they have more health as the game goes on. They do more damage. Basically, the enemies get buffed and we get buffed and we try and outdo the enemies. Oh, thank goodness for this lightning sword. It's actually saving us so much. Yeah, see, the nice thing about having a dump stat like dodge, lifesteal, or HP regen is that having the negative doesn't actually accrue a penalty, meaning you can take just about anything that only gives you negatives to that. And because of how much trouble we're having keeping enemies at a distance, range isn't as much of a big deal. I'll take percent damage. I won't take that because we do have a couple of weapons that are based on ranged damage. And I like my potato throwers. That's pretty much it. Panda, a buff to HP and luck at the cost of a hit to damage. That might be worth it. See, these red ones are more rare than some of the others. I'll definitely take the banner. Give me the panda. And anything else we want to lock in. Lock head injury. We might... I'm gonna lock one of these two and I'm gonna buy the other one. Because we do have explosion with rip and tear. And dynamite would buff that damage. Or... you know what? I'll buy head injury, lock dynamite. Explosion-based builds in this game are fun, but they're hard to make work. Oh, so you saw those guys that I killed and suddenly 3 little slugs popped out under them? Like this guy. Yeah, those little slugs are among the most annoying enemies in this game. 3 of them spawn anytime you kill one of these guys. They spawn right under it. And they just run around. They don't even try and go after you. They literally just run around firing at random, which actually makes them harder to deal with than a lot of enemies. Would you please die already? Thank you, I want your crate. Yeah, as you can see, it can get pretty overwhelming trying to dodge all of the projectiles that they spawn as they're flying just literally everywhere. That's worth it. And so is that, I think, actually. Especially because they're apparently giving us more attack speed right now. We could use more armor. I'd really like to buff that at this stage, because we're getting into the stage where enemies do a lot of damage, and a nice high armor stat can really come in clutch. Give me another dangerous bunny. So the dangerous bunnies stack. We're supposed to. I've got 2, right? Yeah, I've got 2. Did I already use one? Huh. Normally I would go straight for Alien Tongue, but since most of our XP and materials are coming from our harvesting stat, I won't bother this time around. You know what? Give me the metal plate. I've got enough damage that a minus 3% won't be that big of a hit. Especially if we counterbalance it with a plus 12%. I do want to bring up that range stat at some point, but luckily in the late sausage, let's go, we'll have 2, which means we'll have a 50% chance to burn on every hit. Which will be really good, since the only thing we've got that actually actively burns is brass knuckles, and I think they can both activate. What was I saying? So yeah, these guys, those tall squiggly guys try and trap you in a corner. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah, with range, the reason I'm generally kind of willing to dump it is because the late game range bonuses are pretty massive. They give you like plus 45 to range, which is just insane. No. At this stage of the game, luck becomes less helpful because we've got fewer rounds for it to actually come into play. Give me more regen. But yeah, we start getting access to big range buffs, and at some point it's going to bring out a level 3 or 4 range buff, and that'll give us 45 or 60 more range. Yeah, give me the fuel tank. Nuclear launcher. Okay, as much as I hate to drop a potato thrower, I'm going to immediately drop a potato thrower. Just because it's not based on elements it's not based on elemental damage. And the nuclear launcher is so good. It's like a rocket launcher, but a bigger explosion. Much bigger. I'm halfway tempted to take that, but I'm not going to do it. I will do one more reroll. Lock in both of those. I might wind up dropping the brass knuckles for the nuclear launcher. Because I think the brass knuckles are trailing. Yeah, they're trailing by a good bit as far as damage goes. Okay, if we can survive this, that's going to be great. So, you see the guys with the little bulbs on their head, like up there, that I just blew up. I'm pretty sure that they are the source of that red line that's around some of these enemies. I think it's a buff. I think it buffs their speed and damage. So I think that's basically a mage. The nice thing about explosions is that it doesn't care about the number of enemies, it just hits an area. Which means if we're getting swarmed, an explosion is likely to trigger, which will help get enemies off our backs. Always good. There's one item that I'd really like to get for this build. It's the Sad Tomato. It makes us start every wave with half health, but it gives us a big buff to our HP regeneration. And that would just be very nice. I'm gonna reroll these. Where the heck are the higher level stuff? Thank you. Give me more regen. Minigun wouldn't be bad because we do have the 2 sausages, except we don't have any ranged damage buffs. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and sacrifice our flaming brass knuckles for a second nuclear launcher. More explosion damage, we'll lock in the banner, reroll once, reroll twice. Nothing else worth locking in. I'm gonna go with just that for now. Nuclear launchers also have pretty solid range. But yeah, the big draw for them is definitely the explosion size. They do have kind of low attack speed. Luckily, we've got a few attack speed buffs. Not as many as I'd like, considering how many relatively slow weapons we've got, but again, you can't control everything when you're playing in this game. Because it is heavily luck dependent. Which is, you know, part of why buffing luck as a stat early on is a very good strategy. One thing I tend to do when it's getting to the last few seconds of a wave, if I've got high health, is just dive into the sea of enemies to try and get off, to try and kill as many of them off as I can so that it picks up more materials in between. Or at the end of the round, I should say. Yeah, let's do it. I don't like the hit to armor, but... And again. But no, we're not a dodge build. Yeah, see? Plus 45 range. If we want it, it's there. And yeah, we'll take it. We've actually got ranged options now. Okay, give me the banner. Reroll. Give me the weird food. Reroll. We could get another potato thrower. We've got another nuclear launcher. Oh, that's nice. I'm sorry, potato thrower. I love you, but I don't think you're the best option right here, and we'll get a reroll to lock stuff in. I wish we had more speed to take advantage of that, but we're going to go with Ricochet, because that applies to all of our projectiles. They will all bounce once. That means the projectiles spawned by the Thunder Sword, the Lightning Shiv, the projectiles shot by the Taser and the Potato Thrower, and even the Nuclear Launcher projectiles, which explode on hit. That is insanely good for our build. If I had... You know what, I'll lock it in, because it could turn out to be worth it. Since we're going to have... We're going to take a hit to damage next time, so even a small damage buff will be helpful. Oh, I get the feeling this is going to be a hard round. The waves are varying in difficulty. Sometimes you feel like you're well ahead of the curve, and sometimes you don't get as buffed between turns, and you feel like you're way behind. So I like that we're... See, these explosions are great for clearing out the little annoying slugs as soon as they spawn. Jeez, we've actually gotten, like... I realize we've got a massive luck stat, but we've actually gotten so lucky during this run. Heck yeah, I'll take the alloy. I'm already dumping dodge. I have no chance of dodging hits. We accept this. But everything else is in the green. That doesn't usually happen for me. And at this stage, I'm definitely going to take a bit more regen over a little bit of luck, because the regen, or the luck, -3 luck at this stage is going to do next to nothing. Give me max HP. I would have liked more speed. And of course now is when they give us the crown. I would have loved to have that earlier. The crown is really good early game if you get a hold of it, because it makes your harvesting grow faster, which is just incredible. Oh, Taser, that's actually very worth it. We'll lock in that armor. Do a quick re-roll. And you know what? I'm gonna lock in the fin as well, because once you hit the last round, unless you've got... unless you're using luck as a damage source, which we are a tiny bit with the baby elephant, but for the most part, our luck is not a damage source. The last round, you're not worried about crates spawning, you're not worried about how high tier the buffs that you get in the next round are. You know what, lock in the little muscly dude as well, because that'll give us a nice HP buff and we can afford the hit to range. Yeah, so you notice how our projectiles are bouncing. I love Ricochet. Ricochet and Bandana are easily two of the most coveted buffs when you're running a build with any significant number of ranged weapons. Look at the potatoes flying all over the place. But yeah, Ricochet, if all of your attacks are hitting, or if most of your attacks are hitting twice because they're bouncing, it's so good, especially with extra buffs like a chance to burn or a chance to, jeez, we're destroying these guys. with the potential to burn or explosions, things like that, Ricochet is really nice. Alternatively, Bandana lets your shots pierce through enemies once, which is, again, just so good. No. We don't need either of those things. So, see, early game, I would totally go for luck, but we're definitely going for speed right here. Speed is very important for the last level, because you do not want the final boss sitting on you. That's pretty much it. That's the entire reason I locked in Finn, was to get more speed. So give me armor, give me speed, give me HP, reroll. Oh, yes. I never seem to get as many Thunder Swords as I'd like. I'm gonna drop the Lightning Shiv in exchange for the Thunder Sword. One more reroll, we might get something we can use. We didn't. I would have loved to buy the metal, but it wasn't in the cards. But this is a pretty good setup overall. We've got pretty good damage. The taser and potato thrower are good support. The potato thrower did about 12,000 damage last round. I mean, it's not as much as the nukes, but it's more than the Thunder Sword. Oh, that's beautiful. But yeah, if we can't afford anything else, I'll go ahead and roll one more time for kicks. Vigilante Ring, another really good one to get early game, because it gives you a damage buff at the end of every wave. If you get that in the first few rounds, it's just a steady source of damage throughout the entire time. Really builds up over the course of it. I wouldn't have minded Power Fist either, since it's an explosive weapon. But it's only a chance to explode, which is less ideal. But yeah, this is it. We're going into the last wave. There will be a boss on this wave. And we can either outlast it by just staying alive, or bring it down. I tend to try to bring it down, because, well, it's the only way to make it end faster. One thing to be aware of is that bosses are a completely different game than normal enemies. Most of the game you're going to be spending your time figuring out how to deal with large groups as the numbers of enemies go increasingly big. So notice how we're running low on health. That tends to happen in the boss battles. And you have to be prepared to just run away, if that's the smart move for you. Now, it does depend on builds. Some builds are more passive than others, if you can believe it. There is actually a pacifist character. I'd like to kill this thing if I can. We're close. I can't tell if we... I don't know if we won that on time or on damage. We were close on both. I never actually see one way or the other. I just know that we actually won. So nice. I can't believe that. I die a lot in this game. I think that went well because I wasn't trying for a specific build. I was just showing y'all the game. But yeah, it's tons of fun. I don't think we've got time for another full run, but I will briefly show you a sample of my favorite character, which is just old. So you have a smaller map, fewer enemies. You start with a penalty to your speed, but you gain a buff to harvesting, and your enemies have a penalty to their speed as well. And we're going to start with rock, because back in my day, we didn't have all of these fancy doohickeys like tasers and exploding planks of wood and wrenches. We had rocks. We had to eat them too. Uphill both ways. Yeah, this is the reason I like the old class, is literally just for the roleplay. Hey Hino, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Playing some Brotato. At this stage, definitely get me some luck. Yeah, give me more luck. I'm doing good. We finished up Octopath Traveler earlier this stream, so I decided, you know what? Why not show folks my current brain turn off game. I learned about this game from Gray Still Plays. I think it was Dangerously Funny. I always get those two confused because I know them both from a collaboration with Call Me Kevin. You're so bad at that game. Are you talking about Octopath or Brotato? Either is possible. Give me attack speed. And armor. I never invest in armor this early, but why not, you know? We're going to get we could get a little upgrade to our rocks. Get a rock that is also launched. Brotato, yeah. Yeah, I get that. Honestly, like, it's not an easy game. It's so luck-based. Looks like I'm going all in on blunt weapons this time around. Give me some fertilizer and... Oh, I didn't even notice the rock. Let's try and get 6 level 4 rocks in this run. Hey, yeah, this game is just... It's a nice option to kind of just turn off your brain. Because so much of it is out of your hands that, like, if you lose, it's whatever. Oh, gotta take that harvesting buff, I think. I'll take more luck buffs later on, but I want harvesting. Yeah, getting your first one is difficult. Honestly, beating level 5... you know what? Yeah, I won't bother worrying about crits here. Beating level 5 difficulty is painful. The only I think I've done it on 2 characters. The first character that I managed to do it with was... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to unlock it. Oh well. The first character I managed to do it with was just the lucky character. Because being able to just invest in luck and focus on running around while picking up materials kills off everything is a good option. Oh, slow melee characters have so many issues with ranged characters. Yeah, as you go along, you start to learn the different strategies and the different things that you can make use of. Give me max HP. Ooh, a level 2 rock. And lifesteal, sure, we'll be an old guy stealing away the lives of others. We'll drain their youth. And lock in boxing glove, why not? Oh, I got the consumable healing from weird food. Let's lock in alien worm. And nah. I'll probably drop the shield at some point, but I wanted another weapon. But yeah, it's... You get used to what to buy, and there are honestly some items that I've literally never used. They might even be good, but they never seem to fit the builds that I'm going for. Come on, die, you stupid green slug. Gotta kill the courier. Kill the messenger. That's the saying, right? Kill the messenger. Yeah, we don't need range. It's also important to think about what you're going to dump on a given run. Because like here, I'm leaning toward dumping elemental damage because honestly it's not that critical for this build. And you can always dump a few things if you're not planning to invest heavily in them. Because there are some things where you have a penalty, some things where you don't. Lots of stuff to think about. Definitely not taking that. If I had a bunch of lifesteal, I would go for the weird ghost, but as it is. I still want another rock. Not a level 1 rock, I want to replace the shield. It doesn't really matter as far as the build. It doesn't give me more. It doesn't give me that much more HP. And because our speed is so low, I think we can deal with the -1 speed, so the bag for materials when we pick up crates is probably pretty good. And we'll call it there. I won't bother hunting for something to lock in for the next round. Back in my day, we didn't have all of these fancy shotguns and... oh, my old man roleplay is slipping. Thanks for the follow, Hina, I appreciate it. For the next week or so, we're going to be doing a bunch of just kind of short form stuff. I'll probably bring back Brotato because I am actually kind of addicted. But... for the next week or so, we'll be doing a bunch of short form stuff. I've got plans for like Slay the Spire and some other things where I can just hop in, play a run or two that'll take an hour or two, maybe bounce to a different game. Ooh, I kind of want the attack speed buff, but I kind of need the melee damage. And then starting up next week, we'll be picking... next week or the week after, we'll be picking up a run that I've been planning on for a bit, which will be a Nuzlocke of Pokemon Platinum using only fighting types. Been doing a lot of theory crafting for that, and I'm excited for that one. We're not a Pokemon channel, but I do like my Pokemon. What can I say? Ooh, and there's a rock. I'd actually go for the alien eyes too. But yeah, we do a variety here. And if you're looking for a place to get a steady supply of memes, you can always join the Discord. I post a couple every day. Other people are welcome too, but I'm the main person who does, because I've got an excessive number of them. Oh, I gotta be careful here, I'm gonna get killed. I don't have enough armor or regen to be tanking hits randomly. At least I've got decent HP. There we go, killed the slug. Yeah, give me another one of those. Give me more harvesting. And luck. I could really use some more luck. I'm tempted. Give me the medal, alien eyes, the propeller hat. I can re-roll for free twice. Lock in the little muscly dude, and at this stage the recycling machine should be a good investment. See, I'm hoping I will get Rip and Tear, which is why I took Dynamite, but that might have been a mistake. But you know what? All in. Manifest it, right? I think my first run that I actually managed to win was with Chub. Or Chubby, or whatever it is. So I just got so much HP. Like... I just had so much health, it was hard to bring me down. It's fun trying different builds as well. Like, I've unlocked all of the characters and all of the weapons, and I still enjoy going into this. Partly just to relax, but... Oh, I'm getting close to death. But also partly just to try new builds that I haven't done before. More luck. Ooh, that's a nice shield. Might sell the one I've got for that. I really want the rocks, okay? No, I might combine some rocks. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Lock that in. Reroll. Lock in mastery. That's definitely worthwhile. I'm kind of tempted on the gentle alien, just because getting a few more enemies could help things, but at the same time... You know what? We'll take Ugly Tooth. It's a little penalty to us, but we'll be able to cut enemy speed, which is helpful since we're already pretty slow. Yeah, we'll roll with that. Could really use more attack speed. And I didn't even bother checking yet what the... whether we've got a horde or a boss, like an elite enemy coming up later on. But yeah. Some things to think about when running builds, like we've been investing a little bit in lifesteal, which makes attack speed very important, as opposed to raw damage. Because the more times we can attack, the more chances we have to potentially get some recovery off of those attacks. Definitely not that. Definitely yes that. Kind of want more lifesteal, but I'm gonna go for melee damage. I'll keep my eyes out for better options to buff lifesteal. Oh, and attack speed. I was just talking about you. Give me that. Give me the metal. Combine a couple of rocks. Buy the shield. You get to a certain point and you do kind of just stop thinking and just grabbing stuff that fits, because you start to learn what it is you want. See, I want that, but I'm not willing to take an attack speed penalty right now. However, I will re-roll to see if there's something to lock in. And that was a waste because there isn't. Ah, well. A common strategy that I tend to default to here is just, like, I skirt around the edges for a moment and then just plunge into them to try and clear up some extra space, break a bunch of enemies, get a bunch of extra materials. Oh, dang, I didn't realize my luck was that high. I didn't realize I'd invested that much. You know what? Give me more lifesteal. I could use some more max HP. Very good. I wouldn't mind Tyler, but I'm not investing in my engineering that much, so there's not much point. Just a little guy that shoots lightning. There is a really excellent variety in this game. That's one thing I'll say. Like, they've got some stuff that is just what you expect, and then you've got nuclear launchers and stuff that are just absurdly powerful. But then you can also make just a fully viable build swinging around a bunch of rocks. Give me a snail. Lock you in. And we'll go with that. Why do I keep not checking? I think it said there was going to be an elite in a couple of rounds. Yeah, I love me the old man character. It's just... I don't know, it's definitely the best role-playing class in the game. You know, in the current meta... One thing I actually really like about this game is knowing that it's in early access. I'm very excited to see what happens. I've never actually played an early access game prior to this, and it's just a cool idea to think, hey, they could introduce some really cool stuff in the next update. They could also ruin the game, but I don't think they will, and we're not going to consider that. It's not going to happen. Stop manifesting it, please. Oh, we can take the lost duck. Okay, so this next round we're going to deal with an elite. And of course it's the one that you really want to have a bunch of speed with. So So this guy charges at you and leaves a trail of projectiles behind him. So not only do you have to dodge him, you have to dodge his errant shots, and I don't think this is going well. I don't know if I've ever actually beaten this elite. As you can see, we're low on health. I'm kind of just trying to not die here. Luckily, they go through a mutation partway through the game. I think. I could be wrong. If we can just survive a few more seconds. If you can kill the elite, you get a guaranteed crate with a useful item, but unless you've got really high damage output, it's not gonna happen. You know what, give me the Wandering Bot. I never buy it, but it's not actually that bad. More alien eyes. I'm always a fan of that. Lock in the little frog. Let's see what comes up with the next roll. Lock in the little muscly dude and take the frog. I can't believe I invested twice in dynamite when I have no form of explosion. I'm still really holding out for that rip and tear effect. To be fair, there is time. We've got pretty high hit points, which means the alien eyes should be doing decent damage. And here, I think it's pretty important that we make small, calculated movements to deal with the ranged attackers. Oh, and we got a crate. We got a courier. We do have pretty high damage output. That may have been dumb, but I was getting backed into a corner. I wanted to clear the air. I think we're gonna survive just barely. Okay, that was closer than I would prefer. No thanks on the blood donation. That can be a really good one, but I don't have enough life steal to make it worth it. Give me more armor. More little muscly dude. I need to buff range at some point, because the low range on these is actually probably hurting me. Have I been disconnected? I've been here this whole time, right? Can someone in chat confirm that? It just popped up a thing in my chat that's like, welcome to the chat room, which is usually what happens when I just barely connect, and now I'm concerned that I've been talking to nothing. Nah, the alloy isn't worth it right now. Give me the white flag. Let's cut down on the enemies a bit. They're piling up. I froze for a sec. Okay. As long as audio is still working. Jeez, I can't keep tanking my... I can't keep tanking my range, but at the same time, the melee buffs are just really good. As are the HP buffs. I can, however, tank my HP regeneration, because I haven't invested in that at all. Okay, so our goal with the big slug there is to not kill it until we're in a position where we can kill the things that spawn when we kill it. Oh, I hate these guys. Well, no, I don't hate them, actually. I'd love to have them on the screen all the time. I hate the stuff that spawns when they die, and they die very easily. Oh, give me a crate. Give me a crate. Thank you. Oh my gosh, these guys are awful on this map. One. Oh my gosh, that was too close. Give me another glove, and yeah, why not take the plastic explosive. I'm not gonna get to use it, but who cares? More harvesting. More alien eyes is actually pretty good. Want to keep buffing HP, because that's actually a pretty significant portion of my damage. And buffing the armor so that I get more shield damage. Ooh, ritual, that's very good. Lock in the acid, because that'll give me an HP buff. And I'm tempted to lock in Blood Leech as well, because I don't know that I feel like I can afford to take the hit to harvesting at this stage. -6 to harvesting is pretty minor when you compare it with the amount of extra damage that can be done. Okay. Sorry if I'm talking less, folks. We're getting into the stage of the game where I am a lot more likely to die, even if I'm playing well. And that makes me nervous. Look at this. I'm playing relatively well, and I'm still lingering down at about half health. Okay. Why do they insist on giving me 3 useless options and then harvesting? Like, I like harvesting, don't get me wrong, but I don't need this much of it. They're just like, no. Harvesting is all you are allowed to have. You know what? I won't bother buffing my luck more at this stage of the game. I'll take the extra range. And I'll roll with that. So yeah, it's actually kind of important to try and take out the lumpy dudes in the back. Because they'll never try and attack you, but they'll buff your enemies to Kingdom Come, and well, that gets annoying when all of the enemies are swarming you with extra damage and speed. Like this. And the thing about the small map is that, yes, you don't have to go as far to get to everything on the map, but your enemies are always going to be close to you. You can't ever get space. Max HP, attack speed. I think I'll go for that. Yeah. Yeah, I think at this stage I can afford the little hit to luck. Give me another rock. Some knockback. strange choice for this build, but I'm going to get some wings. It brings my speed up into the positive, which should be helpful for the final boss if we reach it. And the extra range almost evens out my range. No, we won't bother with a reroll. There is a nice fact about how close together everything is on this map, though. It does mean until you start getting overwhelmed by the number of enemies, you can, to a certain extent, keep track of all of the important threats. Like, I know where the enemy support troops are. I can rush them. Oh. But again, there's that ever-present issue of whether or not I will be getting swarmed. Oh, this is too close. This is getting way too close. Give me good options. Thank you. Why didn't you show up earlier, Vigilante Ring? Ooh, we got a Rock 4. And a Spiky Shield 3. Wait, we'll combine those. Hang on. Give me Rock 4. Recycle Rock 1. Give me another Spiky Shield. And that's my phone telling me that I should have already ended the stream and left for the gym, but we're going to ignore that because we're almost done with the run. I'll lock in the Whetstone because that extra lifesteal is definitely worth the knockback, which we've already buffed 3 times. I'm tempted to lock in the alien baby as well. How much damage have my alien eyes been doing? They're up to 40,000 damage total. You know what? Lock in the alien baby. Its damage is HP based. I think it'll pay for itself. And the enemies are already pretty slow. Oh, I'm so fast. What in the world? I feel so unnaturally fast. I don't feel old anymore. My immersion is ruined. Oh, I don't know if I said it when I mentioned the Discord earlier, but if anyone's watching, isn't a member, you're free to join. As I said, the main draw is, well, regular meme posts, because, in my opinion, memes are what the internet is for. You can get it by dropping an ! Discord in the chat. That'll get you a link to join if you want it. Recycle... Take it. Heck. Why did I not get a baby monkey any earlier than this? Baby monkey is a fantastic item if you don't have a range build. Discord, Steve. Because it gives you a chance to heal every time you pick up a material. Most builds are going to be doing that frequently. And if you don't have a range build, then there's no reason not to take it since you don't need range damage. Even some ranged builds, like elemental ranged builds, are good with it. Give me more lifesteal, more HP. got a lot of luck, so we'll take the baby elephant. It's late in the game to take it, but why not? Yeah, give me the medal. You know what? That's worth it. Okay, so this is the second to last wave. The main goal here is just getting as many materials as we can in order to be in a good position going into the last wave. Levels would also be nice, but unfortunately, I think we're going to have to depend on materials. I think this build is a little bit better for that. The thing about life-stealing builds is that you don't want to get overwhelmed. Like, unlike regen, lifesteal has a cap, which means you want to keep the damage down to about 10 per second or less. Sorry, that... Ooh. Minus 10% enemies is actually pretty appealing. But no, because we've only got the last wave and there are always fewer enemies on that. Armor, though. Armor is worth it. Armor is very worth it. Attack speed and range, also good here. More max HP, very useful for the boss, because I don't think we'll be able to damage it enough. We'll want to outlast it. More max HP. I wish I could afford the ritual, but oh well. And I think that's it. Are we gonna be 2 for 2 tonight? Okay, so this person is dangerous, but luckily we did invest just enough in speed that I think we'll be able to reposition to dodge their attacks. Because, yeah, this one just drops a scatter shot of attacks down on your head, which means that speed is a very important stat, which is why I'm glad that even though I started off with low speed, I didn't fully go in on dumping my speed stat. Yeah, I think this is... I don't think we've got a good chance of actually finishing this off. We don't have enough damage output, and we can't consistently focus on the boss. So our goal here... Okay, we're on to the easiest phase of this fight. Except we're dying very fast. Ten seconds. 2, 1. Oh my gosh, 2 runs in a row. Oh, I can't believe that actually worked. I think that's going to be it for tonight, folks. The stream has already gone on a good bit longer than I expected, but we had 2 really good runs of Brotato, which I didn't think was going to happen. I really thought we were going to die more than that, and we were just going to turn around and leave. But yeah, thanks again, for the follow. Appreciate you joining, and thanks everyone who hung out and chatted and lurked. Appreciate y'all as always. We'll be back tomorrow night, gonna do some various stuff. I'm gonna keep you guessing here. I just realized that y'all probably haven't heard any of the game audio. Sorry about that. But, yeah, thanks so much everyone. Hope to see y'all next time. Later, folks.